T-minus 10, 9.
Hey guys, right here. What's up?
What's up, everyone? This is Dirty Phonics.
Phase 1 complete. Assembling family members.
Hey everyone, Jester Pez from Northern California.
Hey guys, it's your boy Peter calling from Ottawa, Canada.
Family assembled. We have liftoff.
That's a bat, kitty.
Welcome to Call of the Wild.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the North America Staff Showmatch. I'm Law Meowing Cat, joined by X-Line, and we're here to bring you Game 1 of the action.
Anticipate large amounts of memes and trollery in this game as it's a North American show match, and it's kind of what they do. So
it's just all Learning 5 staff. I mean, EU show match earlier today was a pretty big fiesta in itself. We saw, I think, 180 carry pick that actually went in the bot lane out of the 2 games that were played. But looks like we're having some slight technical difficulties.
Speaking of fiesta, somebody banned Camille instead of picking it. So never lucky.
Yep. Welcome to Learning 5s, where everything is a fiesta and learning is on the backboard. But that does mention our first pick, the Camille, which is not that off meta. That's a very standard top lane pick, although if it's play top lane.
Yeah, it could be Camille jungle.
It looks like a jungle pick, if looking at these teams.
Yeah. I mean, unless they're doing something like super trolly, like Lucian jungle or Garen jungle, but I'd imagine it's just Camille jungle. That makes the most sense.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that spoils one of our other picks that we have. We do have the Garen, in fact, and I would assume that goes over to Zeta, as he's a man that loves a troll champ or two.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta take the spin to win up in the top lane and just start dropping Demasios on people. I don't think Garen's in like an awful place right now. Uh,
No, definitely not. I'm actually good friends with Wrist, the top lane Garen main. He runs Predator Garen, and he's around Masters 100 LP.
oh, is it
So
a
you can,
Ritualist Mask or whatever?
yeah, Wrist.
Yeah, yeah.
He renamed to Wrist, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah,
he's a you could definitely succeed on this champion in the highest elos. So Zeta proving that he's going to succeed in the staff show match with that Garen pick. And against the Gangplank, it is a little bit of a rough matchup. Gangplank will get free Grasp or Kleptoprocs. I'm guessing he's going to go for the Grasp, but either one, it's a pretty decent matchup for him. But it's not unwinnable by Zeta, and it looks like he's going to be running the Ignite, so maybe some spicy top lane action. Zeta v Zoro. Got to keep an eye out there.
he may just try to bring Camille up in early and try to go all in and set Gangplank behind, because Gangplank obviously is going to outscale the Garen up in the top lane. So it'll be interesting to see how Camille and Udyr treat that lane.
Yeah, and speaking about that, we do have the jungle picks, Camille versus Udyr, which is interesting.
I'm not a big fan of Udyr right now, especially if that teleport is actually being taken there alongside the smite. But we might be seeing some interesting multi-teleport strategies here. So
Yeah, it looks like there's 3 teleports so far on the side of Steve Dapping, so we'll see if that is changed at all. But looking at all these mages, we see a Swain and Annie, and then in the bot lane, it looks like we might have Belk on the Xerath bot into the Lucian, more standard on that AD carry, and then Braum v Nami. So very heavy all-in pressure from the side of Team Dead NA.
yeah, I think the whole bot lane bruiser meta or mage meta is a little overblown. Like, yeah, crit is a little bit overpriced compared to what it used to be. And a lot of the AD carries that are really succeeding right now are the non-crit AD carries, but I do think it's a little overblown to just say that like you just can't take AD carries bottom anymore and like, oh, you get free
Yeah.
mages and bruisers. So I think the Lucian Braum lane is definitely at an advantage, and Gangplank's really your only AD threat, and I guess technically Udyr is, but I'm chronically just disrespecting Udyr like as a champion in general. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with the team composition as it's set up, but it'll be interesting to see how they play that out with those mages in mid and bottom being able to potentially roam and to control the dragon side of the map.
Yeah, and so speaking of those mid laners, we have an Annie v Swain matchup, which is it's a little bit interesting. I feel like Annie's gonna have a tough time against the poke from the Swain, but her roaming potential, especially with that ghost, she could definitely go into the side lanes and influence them a lot. And she has really good follow up in that bot lane. You know, if Annie runs into that bot lane, they have a lot of CC to help with a gank.
Yeah, I think the Annie also has better potential for turning ganks and assisting with ganks than the Swain does. But I think you're right. He does have a little bit more poke potential. So again, I think it's going to be a lane that's going to be heavily influenced by the junglers and the jungle influence. So, or maybe even a roaming Xerath. Like who knows how this bottom lane's going to go? Maybe Belkarama just shoves the wave with Xerath and starts roaming into mid and ulting down from like Scuttlecrab or something. I don't know. This this could go in any number of different ways because this is a North American show match, and that's not necessarily known for super tight play all the time. But
yeah, it's a show match. You know, some things are a little bit here and there, but Companion is actually on the Braum running an Aftershock instead of Guardian, so an aggressive rune choice. And
yeah, I don't have a problem with Aftershock on Braum.
yeah, especially into that bot lane with Lucian and Braum, you have a lot of kill pressure. Adding the Aftershock on top of that is just a little more.
Yeah, I think Guardian's the pretty standard choice, and I don't think anyone would fault you for taking that. But I think Aftershock really gives you, like you said, a lot of all-in and kill potential with Lucian against two reasonably squishy champions. Xerath doesn't have a dash or anything like maybe an Ezreal or some of the other AD carries that you would take in the bottom lane. So That's certainly a really aggressive choice, and I like where Comp went with that.
Yeah. The only thing is, with the Guardian off the table, there's a lot of poke on the Xerath Nami, and without that shield, Lucian and Braum, with that range deficit, might be having a little bit of a tough time if they can't get that all in.
Yeah, I think you're right. They have to play the lane super aggressively, and again, that might be a situation where Camille wants to come down and try to make a play super aggressive with those wall hops and just get all in up in their grill. So it'll be really interesting to see where Banter goes, or Get Me Fed as he's named now, on Camille, since I think we mentioned all three of the lanes definitely have some gank ability there. So lots to be said in this game from Banter.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Team Deadna can play that early aggression, or if Steve Dabbing can poke the game out, lengthen the game, and then play for the late. Don't go anywhere, as we're going to load into the game and be back in a second.
Feeling like there's no other way. Talk about a long night trip. No. Don't ever wait. You kept traces of my past. Your frames are divided in my thoughts. Your love. Dance so I can feel your lips. Oh no. Don't ever look away. You fill the spaces in my heart. Your friends are nowhere to be found. We're tripping all around and girl, we don't know nobody. There's people all around, but girl, it's a private party. We don't know nobody. There's people all around, but love, it's a private party. And I'm tripping, you're tripping, trip. You're tripping. You're tripping, and I'm tripping.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the NA Staff Show match. I'm Lal Meow Cat, joined by Exline, and we are into Game 1 of Team Deadna versus Steve Dabbing. And on the blue side, we have Team Deadna with Zeta in the top lane, Get Me Fed in the jungle, Zero to Hero in the mid lane, I'm Denna in the AD carry, and Companion to be on support.
On the red side, we've got Zoro in the top lane, ya boy in jungle, Sir Potato in the mid lane, Belk at 80 carry or Xerath carry, and D on Nami. And we've already got some action here early, with an early invade.
Yeah, little whack going down onto Potato, not really going to affect anyone. No spell thieves procs even, so very little result of anything. Although I think someone might have gotten a mana flow proc. No? Swain might have.
Yeah, we did have the stopwatch. No, I'm sorry. This tells you how long I've played. Stopwatch is no longer something you can do at level 1. I was like, I didn't see that, but I see it on cooldown. But no summoners is the main thing there. A cheeky invade, trying to see if anybody can get caught out of nowheres.
But because of that, Sir Potato actually denied the vision level 1, so not having to burn anything and denying that level 1 vision invade means that jungle's completely blank. And Udyr's starting without a leash, so they actually have no idea where he's at right now, and might even have a slight fake leash top lane from Zoro, meaning that there might be some misinformation for the side of Team Deadna, and Steve Dabbing might have some cheeky place to come from that.
Yeah, they're definitely doing the fake leash with Gangplank hiding, but I don't know if they're gonna fall for it because Gangplank has full mana and full health. But maybe we'll see. Camille tried to take the blue and got trolled, so that's
yeah, there already we did it.
Looks like actually was fooled. Looks like Camille's gonna get the scuttle here just to help get some vision for their bottom lane. which is probably helpful considering, we talked about them potentially wanting to play really aggressive and all in down here. Knowing that Udyr is not available for a counter gank because of that scuttle vision is definitely going to be important.
Yeah. But with that, that does slow down Camille's jungling to the top lane. She will get a lot more experience and gold in total once she can finish her camps off. But it looks like Udyr will be spotted out by a ward on the Scuttle Crab. And, going to the Scuttle Crab, Camille isn't actually going to match him. He gets the Scuttle Crab and has a clear gank path to the top lane. So Zeta has to be very careful. But it might even be planned because Get Me Fed is right in the back line and can counter gank here. So a lot of little things. He's going for the invade? That's very aggressive by you, boy. He's going for it. He's committing.
The jungle changes the no level 3 here being super important because the level 3 Udyr.
Yeah, would have had that bear stance.
Very different.
And now, without that level 3, not having that bear stance means that Camille will live. Now Camille and Swain going together, getting the stun onto your boy. Udyr getting very low and getting flash queued, but getting a little aggressive maybe, but not at all. Get Me Fed, getting the first blood, getting double buffs, and getting really happy with that is a lot of time wasted for that Udyr, who's going to be very, very weak for quite a while now.
Yeah, so one of Udyr's strengths is the ability to kind of duel early, but he can get kited, and somebody with the mobility like Camille has to be able to hop over the walls and get that CC definitely has the ability to kind of kite him out, and we saw that on full display there. So that's one of the reasons why I mentioned in Champ Select I'm not a huge fan of Udyr as a champion, but your boy plays.
Oh, Zeta in a big wave. Has to be careful. Zoro does have flash. Has to walk away. The flash Q coming out, and Zoro with the grass proc gonna get the kill. Hat off to him as he makes the play happen. Now Zeta in this lane, no teleport, missing that entire wave. All that experience and gold.
So, obviously Garen's not getting it, but it's not going totally to waste with Camille here. But yeah, that's huge for Zeta getting set behind there in terms of experience and gold.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be able to come back from that. I think GP is just gonna snowball him and run him down at this point.
It's entirely possible with that Sheen buy first in the base. That's a really aggressive buy. So
yeah, and we mentioned Companion taking the aftershock. I don't know if it's been procced at all this game. And look at Deadna's health. You gotta wonder maybe if Guardian was taken here, it would have been a lot easier.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said if you take aftershock, you're gonna have to be very aggressive and go for more of an all-in kind of strategy. Otherwise, you're just gonna get poked out. And I don't think that they really have been able to execute that. And I don't know if the plan was to call for the jungler to do that, if the idea was Camille goes to take the blue and then comes immediately down, and then when the blue was gone, that kind of thwarted that, or what?
And so we gotta mention that this jungle action, because of this Udyr shenanigans, Camille hasn't really gotten any good early ganks off. Now Udyr extremely underleveled and underfarmed. Camille doing okay herself, but these junglers haven't been influencing lanes, and that's really bad for Team Deadna because they wanted that early game aggression. They wanted those early kills, and the longer this game goes, the better it looks for Steve Dabbing.
I thought they had vision on her because both the bottom lane had moved into the river. They were just getting a deep ward, but I thought they were actually.
Oh, look at Sir Potato taking a lot of damage, trading it back to 0 to hero though. But now we see Get Me Fed going into the bot lane, not getting the stun, but getting the stun from the Braum. Disaster getting taken down, and Companion to be proccing that aftershock, saying "Told you so, idiots," and walking away with an assist.
So that's kind of what we thought this lane was going to look like early on, was bringing that Camille down and just saying, we're going to run you down because we have a ton of mobility and a ton of damage, and you guys are both squishy, so deal with it. And they're able to capitalize on that. It looks like they're going to go for this Ocean Drake here, and I don't think they're going to be able to contest on...
Yeah, and because of that, your boy can't even really do anything besides counter jungle in response, and so Drake in a kill for Wolfcamp and Gromp, not a great trade, but you gotta make do with that. So Camille,
Ocean Drake is probably one of the better ones you can take. Like obviously everyone knows how powerful Fire Drake and Earth Drake are, but
I definitely think it's nice here, especially for this Lucian where Deadna isn't taking constant harass, but is getting whittled down over time, and so I think that Ocean Drake will really help kind of make up for that range poke advantage that Belk and Disaster have.
I agree. So Udyr is continuing to counter jungle this top side, which is really the only thing you can do when you can't contest that dragon there. So good on him to at least get what he could out of it. He's gonna recall here. He's not. Looks like they're gonna try to set up a dive.
I think
take Zedek out of the game.
there's a small minion wave built up, and it looks like your boy's coming in still, but no minions tanking it at first. Flashing in gets the stun. Zeta getting extremely low. Has the ignite on your boy, and it looks like the triumph might do it, but it's not enough. Ignite takes him down. Zeta burning both summoners, but does get the return kill. And flash used by your boy on that initial gank. So, overall, another kill for the GP, but Zeta getting something for himself, picking up a serrated Dirk even.
Yeah, I saw the Ignite go down, and I thought that was initially Gangplank dropping the Ignite. And I was like, that's a really aggressive summoner choice, but that was the Ignite on the Udyr, so good job by Zeta to turn that and the Ignite on the jungler there to get something out of that so that he's not like just totally out of the game, like we mentioned. Because usually if you execute a crash dive like that and you kill the top laner and they're losing another minion wave worth of gold and XP, they're out of the game entirely. Like,
yeah. And Zeta in this lane is a solid amount of gold down, but hold on, it's gonna have to wait a second. As hookshot not connecting onto Sir Potato, that would have been almost a guaranteed kill with the follow-up that Swain does provide.
Yeah, it looks like they're just getting some harass down and poking her out so that she can't really roam and affect these other lanes here. Really
Get me fed, yeah. Returning on that mid lane, he really wants to get down, and I mean, it does make sense, because if you do gank this Swain on the Camille, if you land that hook shot, Swain can then use his passive and then pull the Annie even closer, which should guarantee a pretty simple way to land the never move. And so you have this Annie who's getting CC'd and pulled even further away from her tower for a solid few seconds, and so that basically just guarantees a kill. And so they just want to get it off, but they aren't able to find the skill shots onto that Annie.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that your boy has not spent a little bit more time in mid lane.
Oh, Zeta getting really low again. It's gonna have to hold on as the GP is using the ultimate. There's a big minion wave for Zeta, but it is not gonna be enough. Zoro gonna take down the kill and farm up the wave in the meantime.
Yeah, the Gangplank is just super far ahead right now. I understand, wanting to shoot your shot and take the fight there, but
yeah, that was Zeta's last chance, and it does not pan out. That was a good fight for him too. He had the big minion wave built up, and the only thing he didn't have was summoners, and Zoro just didn't even need a flash. That's just, this Gangplank is way too big for him now.
Yeah, and bot lane is so far from going down, they haven't even touched the turret because of all the poke that the Xerath provides, that it's not like they can, just do a lane swap. So that's it'll be interesting to see how Deadna responds. They do have a Camille that's ahead, but all of their lanes seem to be kind of behind. Swain's doing fine in the lane.
Yeah, get me fed coming in though. Braum landing the ultimate. Now Nami does use the ultimate, but it completely whiffs. Disaster hit up by that ultimate on the Camille and stuck in here. Now the stun coming down from the Braum. Disaster going down, and that is a kill going over to Deadna, as well as another kill for Get Me Fed on that Camille.
It was a really good flash by Xerath to dodge the Camille stun, but not enough, as they juggled the tower aggro very well and just output too much damage with their all-in. Like we said, that these three champions with their all-in potential on this fairly squishy bottom lane, every time Camille comes down here, they definitely have a large amount of kill potential. So
yeah,
if they do get this turret, like we were talking about earlier, and they get the swap to take Garen out of that Nightmare lane, assuming
that'll make it a lot easier for him. But you gotta make sure you pay attention to your boy over here doing the Rift Herald solo. Yeah, and it looks like he'll be picking it up in a second.
One of his strengths is the ability to solo down objectives, like the Rift Herald, very quickly, just due to the high amount of damage that Tiger's Dance does provide. So we'll see how he decides to use that in terms of putting some pressure on these towers.
Yeah, and it looks like he's also going to pick up the blue buff, which is pretty important, as Swain not having that will, of course, not be very fun for him.
This is pretty cheeky down the bottom lane here.
Oh, yeah, Belgrama getting hit up, stunned, and CC locked by that Camille, and he didn't even have a chance to respond, but a little bit of a cheeky overstay by them means that they might lose their top tower here, as Zeta is looking to get doped by the Udyr, as he is just dropping the Herald immediately. It will start doing damage to the tower, and so they have to immediately react to this. TP's coming out from 0 to hero as he is trying to answer this, but now that it looks like it might go sour, Zeta not dead yet, and Zoro not able to get the Q off. Now 0 to hero is in here, using the ultimate on the Swain, pops this stopwatch, healing up quite a bit, and looks to flash forward onto Zoro. Almost going to be within kill range of him, but not quite yet. Udyr looks like he's almost there, but not enough. Zeta does get the ultimate though. Justice is served, and Zeta does get a kill finally. Now Nami using the ultimate to try to disengage as Zoro walks away, limping for his life, but that GP does live.
Zero to Hero with a really aggressive flash forward. I don't know that I get behind that one, but Garen with that passive, that perseverance there, getting some of his HP back and coming back in to be able to drop the bladed Demacia down on your boy and punish him.
Oh, Sir Potato with the flash tibbers hitting 2 people. Deadna extremely low, but gonna get the return kill actually, and Get Me Fed now going on to Zoro, and Deadna doesn't even die. Deadna, more like Alivena. I thought really hard about that one.
Oh, they're going
Now
hard.
Disaster looks like she's gonna go down, and no, almost going over to Deadna, but that one actually goes over to Zeta. Now flash onto Deadna. Deadna finally comes out, and your boy happy with that one, but will drop in the end. And that is gonna be a bunch of kills and the tower going over to Team Deadna, living up to their name.
Yeah, that was I don't want to say a fiesta, but it was definitely very active on both sides there. The really aggressive anti-flash tibbers there didn't go the way of Steve dabbing. I respect the effort, but the Camille is so huge, and Lucian put out a fair amount of damage as well in that fight. So they definitely have a pretty commanding lead here now, able to get vision in this topside jungle, able to pressure both top tier 2 as well as mid. Now that they have this vision, it'll be interesting to see how Steve dabbing responds.
Yeah.
Gangplank might be not long for this world.
Oh, D does hit the bubble, and your boy follows up with the bear stance. Zero to Hero getting a little bit of healing out. Might get his ultimate damage off, but doesn't look like he'll survive whatsoever. Zoro now getting run down, however. No team anywhere in sight. Let's see if he can slip his way out of this one. Is a lot of movement speed thanks to that Triforce. And, you know, does have a decent amount of turn potential. He does have the ultimate. Will he drop it? It doesn't look like he's using it yet. Zoro finally drops it, but it's a little bit late. And Zeta lives because of it. I think he held that quite a bit too long. But he does bait them away. The secured Infernal Drake for his team.
So we're talking about Zeta just being kind of out of it. The way he gets back in it is that Camille help that we talked about in the champion select there. The two of them definitely have the potential to just run someone down, as we saw them chasing Gangplank across half the map there. Once they get on top of them, you know, lots of CC with the silence as well as the stun from Camille. So only so many oranges Gangplank can eat.
Yeah, and speaking of this Zeta on the GP, or sorry, the Garen, I feel like Conqueror is okay, but oh my, that's gonna have to hold on. His companion just goes down. Sir Potato dropping the tibbers and dropping some health bars is picking up a kill for himself in that mid lane.
I just realized that's a Hex Tech Annie. That's pretty fancy.
Yeah,
there.
that's some money. Oh, Belkrama looking like money for the enemy team though. Get Me Fed picks up a kill, gets the red buff off of that. Now going on to D. Hookshot should be up in a few seconds. 1, 2, there it is. Comes out, does connect the sun. Now D almost gonna drop, and Deadna does not pick up the kill as Get Me Fed wants it for himself.
Yeah, this Camille is just a true terror right now. Speaking of, I think.
Oh, and yeah, I think Sir Potato sees that too, as he's getting whacked down. Tibbers looking like he's gonna pick up the kill though. So close, but the hookshot might be enough. Tibbers is so close, dropping the health, but it's not gonna get in touch as Get Me Fed limps away. A sliver of health.
Yeah, he's got 3,700 gold. He might just go base and buy Triforce. I don't know if Triforce Titanic is the build on Camille Jungle. I would imagine it's still probably pretty strong, especially when you're this far ahead. When you can just buy Triforce straight up in base, I don't imagine at 16 minutes. I don't imagine it's a bad thing. So we'll see where he goes with that. But
I mean, he can pretty much buy anything in the game and just be extremely strong. He is 903. Just the the amount of pressure that this Camille is asserting is impressive.
Yeah, one of the reasons Camille is such a snowbally champion when she gets ahead is that insane mobility that she has. So she's got the ability to run you down, stun you, and do a ton of damage to you. It's really hard to deal with when there's that much utility along with damage.
Yeah, and right now it's just looking like straight up damage. That Triforce, not upgrading the boots yet, so the Camille will be a little bit slower, but that Triforce movement speed will help make up for it, as especially with her Q, and or is it her Q that gives movement speed?
I don't think Q gives movement speed. It might have been release.
Something gives movement speed. Is it her E? I think it's her E when she hits something.
I think so. Oh, she gets attack speed. Only?
Hold on. Maybe it's just the Triforce movement speed. Because I know when she whacks stuff, she runs like Sonic the Hedgehog. But it might just be the Triforce, and I might not just be delusional. I don't know. But you know what else I don't know? How Zoro will make it out of this one, as he is getting whacked. But in the bot lane, Zero Hero, he might just get the Nami, but does not. And Zeta does pick up the kill in the top lane, as Zoro does drop.
And Zeta lives. With a sliver of health, as per usual.
Yeah. And, I mean, Zeta, he's kind of showing that, oh my god, get me fed, stopping the Annie flash in, and gonna save Zeta. And, oh my god, I thought he was gonna live for a second there.
That would have been really sick if he'd stopped that and lived, but it still was pretty sick.
I wasn't sure if he predicted Sir Potato's flash there, but that was insane. He immediately hit and stunned Sir Potato, and Zeta just disgustingly fed now because of all that lethality, and going for a Triforce on this Garen too. He's pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna, as soon as this fight's over, I'm gonna back up and see.
Deadna. Watching if we can get the happy feet, dodging out Belk's ultis. Oh, but the dash comes out and it is actually enough. Deadna doesn't get hit by that Zerathos, and as long as Zoro doesn't flash Q, won't get the kill. Now Deadna actually looking to turn around possibly a little bit with the culling. Not getting too much damage with that one. Zeta is still sticking around as well. Quite a bit of gold on him. Now the Tibbers does come down. 2-man stun, and the health bars are extremely low. They have to be very careful, especially with the GP having the flash. There's no wards to TP behind, but Sir Potato coming in at Mach 10 on that Annie. And this team of run at you with Annie Udyr isn't getting close enough. Although, I think your boy might eventually catch up. Oh, and the flash Udyr's stun. And Deadna going a little too aggressive. Now Companion running away. Looks like he's gonna live. This is just a complete fiesta. In the backline, your boy's getting killed by Get Me Fed. Now Get Me Fed is in the middle of the team, and it looks like his health is gonna be dropping as Belkrama tries to kill him, but does not. Get Me Fed actually taken down by Sir Potato, but not before Zeta can take down Belkrama. And it is just bloodbath everywhere, left and right. Zoro queuing a minion, and that actually might get Sir Potato killed, but it does not. Zoro Q has enough cooldown and does pick up the kill onto Zeta eventually. Now looking to finish off Companion, and that looks to be the final kill in the extremely delayed ace.
That was... There's no other word for that besides Clown Fiesta. Alright, so I think it was like 2 minutes ago that I wanted to rewind and look at that kill on Annie. So I'm gonna go check that out now. I'll be right back. So Annie went over a ward. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, Baron is alive right now. Infernal Drake spawning in 10 seconds. Team's rotating over to it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch my breath from that last fight, as it looks like Zoro's just TPing down so he can get towards his team faster, as this Infernal is definitely the next Drake. And is your boy going to get it? It's your boy. He got it. Oh, but he might not get out of here alive, as he kind of overcommitted for that scuttle.
Yeah, I can respect the decision, but obviously it didn't
Look,
count
would
too
you
well.
rather have Infernal Drake or an extra 140 gold?
I don't know. League of Scuttle Crab makes it pretty nice. Double stun from Camille.
Oh, Get Me Fed, extremely fed, but no resistances and gets melted by Potato and Belk. And Zero to Hero looks like he will get the kill, but now we have to see if Belk can actually snipe him down. Doesn't get it, and now Belk gonna get taken out himself. Deadna looking like an assassin on that Lucian. And D watching her carry die as she has to walk away, and watching herself die as Zeta finds her. D over-aggressing again.
At this point, that Garen,
Oh, the recall!
that Garen that Zeta's on is looking pretty scary. He was down early in the game, but Triforce Garen is not to be trifled with.
Yeah, no. We saw the GP get Triforce, and we're like, oh, it's done. Zeta got the Triforce. Now it's done.
Banter memeing in the, Potato memeing in the chat. We won because we killed Banter.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big moral victory, but with the recent bounty changes, that's a lot of gold actually that went over to Sir Potato. So this Annie, Potato, while being one of the lower ranked members in this game and the underdog, has actually been showing really well, and he's playing very aggressively, which I really like, and he's been doing well with it. Has to get out of this one alive, though. And his team is here to follow up. And there it is again. Potato baiting and has to live here. And the CC lock onto Zeta. Potato does not die, and they can't do anything about it. Potato picking up another kill, and this Annie is on fire.
Yeah, that's the two Fed members of Team Deadna just immediately going in, and I don't know if inting is the right word, but it's pretty close.
Oh yeah, now looking to looking to try to stop the Baron. There's a Swain in the middle of the team though. They have to make sure they answer him. Zoro extremely low, but he does finally drop 0 to Hero. The health bars are extremely low. Can he do it? The Baron maybe gonna finish off Sir Potato, but it does not work. And they will stop the Baron though. Ace for the side of Steve dabbing, however.
Yeah, the 3 for 2. If you're Team Deadna, I think you take that because you stopped the Baron. Yeah, you gave 3 deaths and you only got 2 in return, but stopping the Baron is your primary goal there. And I guess there was some opportunity cost to potentially get some more. Swain almost had like a triple or a quadra there, so.
Yeah, and if there was just an extra 100 damage or something on each of those members, that might have been a pentakill for 0 to Hero. Get Me Fed trying to make a pentakill of his own, but gets hit by the bubble. What is that? No, that's not what you're supposed to do. Disaster hitting that bubble, predicting it. Banter outplaying himself, and Get Me Fed isn't quite as fed anymore.
So the only problem I have with this play is D didn't flash the mastery right after that. You gotta flash the mastery or the emote BM.
Oh, your boy going for the stun onto the 0 to Hero. Complete and utter action over the map. The barrel combo does connect. Zoro getting rooted, but does eat an orange and looks like he will eventually finish off this kill with a Q. Bada bing, bada boom. Gold in the pocket of that pirate.
Speaking of Triforces, it looks like Uter's also going for a Triforce.
And speaking of Triforce, here comes Zeta. Choo choo, Elo train in action. Picks up one. Now looking like he's going to chase down Zoro. Both of these are fast boys. Which one of them is faster, though?
I want Lucian to get a Triforce as well. He's got the Phage, but I think it's going to be a Cleaver. But I want Triforce. I want League of Triforce.
Yeah, he's already singing on a Ruby Crystal. It's probably going to be Triforce. Oh, Get Me Fed, not connecting with it. He does have the ultimate, though. Isn't going to get it off yet. Disaster getting chased down by a companion now. Zoro is taken out, but D does make it out with her life. And so this is just a fiesta.
On how this game's gonna go, it could go either way. Like you mentioned, this is a fiesta. I can't predict. Like there's a 6K gold lead for Team Deadna, but I mean we saw them almost throw and give a Baron like 2 minutes ago. So it's anyone's game. Annie is definitely a champion we talked about earlier.
I just want to point this out. There has been more than 2 kills per minute, and it looks like there might be even more as one is over there for Disaster. Dropping to Get Me Fed.
Did not
and Sir Potato did live though, and he's very important because this Annie can completely change the tide of the fight.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, even with low gold, Annie with her AoE stun can just completely turn the tide of a fight, and we've seen multiple times where Banter jumped onto Potato and just immediately had it turned on him.
Yeah, but with 1 tower to 5, Sir Potato actually has slightly more gold than 0 to Hero. So this Annie is not at all, weak because of that shutdown gold. Look at the CS difference. There's 40 CS difference, 1 tower to 5, and this Annie still has more gold than the Swain. Oh, Bilkrama looks like he's out of position though. 1 stun onto Get Me Fed. The second stun not connecting as he is pushed away. Your boy now having to run away, and another stun connecting onto Sir Potato. It's just stuns left and right.
So this Camille got instead of going immediately into Titanic, got a serrated Dirk and a Poacher's Dirk, which is really aggressive.
Okay, Deadna just dropped like a rock. Well, Deadna.
I hit my outplay button, Potato says. Potato is very aware of the mechanical skill required to play Annie. LS's favorite champion for a reason.
Yep, that's why he's our little caster. He watches LS, and now he is become an Annie main. Zeta looking like he's gonna main dying though, as your boy does get the stun onto him. Zeta does finally drop to your boy. That Triforce getting good damage on that Udyr. And now everyone walking away from the Zhonya's on the Swain. He will get that ulti damage off, and your boy has to be careful with his health bars. Zoro too. Okay, yeah. I mean, he did have full 5 stacks of soul fragments, so it will do a lot of damage. But
yeah, anytime you see a champion just 1v5ing like that, it just It screams to me like this
It
champion.
was like
is not worth
1v3
giving
though.
attention. Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's where like Swain excelled. That's where old Swain excelled. 1v3 was like wet dream for old Swain.
Yeah.
It's still good for current Swain though.
It makes me think of stuff like Tank Karma,
Yeah.
just like a true player.
Like, why are you allowed to do this? Why aren't you dying? You're not a tank, but you are.
All right, so we've
Oh.
got Gangplank going to recall here. Let's see what spicy items he's
That's the Tibbers coming out from Sir Potato. That's a pretty important cooldown. And we gotta mention, Sir Potato has a fully stacked Spellbinder. Sir Potato's been going to school. He's got his binder fully written through. It's just piling out, you know,
ready.
papers falling everywhere. And he's looking for Get Me Fed here. But he's gonna get the dragon. Get Me Fed, get out. And there it is. Okay, they secure the dragon. Swain almost stole it.
No,
It's okay, though.
for Camille. They're trying to run him down. They got this Mach 10 Annie and this Uter. What I want to know is why we don't have
Udi are chasing
any
them down now.
Shirelli.
Zeta running away, but does get stunned. However, Zeta will turn around that health bar, and he didn't ulti. Zeta now extremely low. Gonna get out of combat and regen up a little bit on that Garen. But Companion drops. Deadna dashes forward, now dies as well. Bit of a misplay there. Swain drops the ultimate, but no one is nearby. Not doing anything with it. Getting a little bit of damage onto Potato, however. And Zoro in the backline might have been a little bit too aggressive against Zero to Hero, as the dab does come out from Zeta. But the Soul Flare completely misses from the Swain.
Yeah, the Braum dying actually gave Triumph heal to Uter. I think Uter would have died because he flashed and got the Triumph heal at like single-digit HP, and ended up living and coming back and being able to get on top of that Swain and kind of zone him out of the fight a little bit more. And then almost died a second time to Demacia from Garen, but got a heal from Nami. So definitely some close calls all around in that fight.
Yeah. But
So
in the end, this game seems no closer to an end as it did 10 minutes ago, as these teams have just been going back and forth, blow for blow. Look at these Drakes. Ocean and Infernal to Ocean and Infernal. This game is as close as it could be. And the gold, only 6k apart. Yes, it is a slight gold lead. And especially on that Camille, she is still extremely fed. But it is by no means a one game by that team.
So I guess we're probably not going to see some high-level macro play with like vision and rotations around this Baron here. It looks like we're just going to get some ape stuff from both teams in terms of C champion, kill champion. But
Yeah.
maybe they'll prove me wrong here. We do finally have
The sun does connect. Nothing's gonna happen though.
We do finally have the Titanic on Camille, who also upgraded her Dirk
Ghostblade.
into a Ghostblade, and the Poacher's Dirk turned into a Serrated Dirk.
Yeah.
So lots of lethality, lots of damage, lots of HP and utility. On this
But
Camille.
there's also a split push of Zoro in the bot lane. However, the Baron is started up, and they find Sir Potato. He's not going to be able to live through that one, as Zeta just completely dabs on him, loses his entire health bar to that Garen. And the Baron is secured by Get Me Fed, and it looks like Zeta in the back lane getting a double kill. He is just going insane on this Garen, and they just completely left him unchecked. He's now looking towards ya boy. Your boy gonna get out of here, but gonna get hit in that Hextech ultimatum, and Zeta getting an unofficial Quadra, was that?
Yeah, I think he's getting
Now Zoro,
nice.
running for his life.
Hey, boy. They might just leave him alone and just push down mid.
Yeah, and it looks like Get Me Fed is gonna stop him, but oh my gosh, that crit, that GP, he looks like he might do it. Oh, but he doesn't, that true damage from the Camille. Get Me Fed with that huge recast of the Precision Protocol. Wow.
And the shield from the passive, that was a pretty spicy play.
That was a bit intense. As the Braum ultimate does whiff, Sir Potato still alive. Members are respawning now. 3 members alive. Sir Potato going for the flash and the ultimate, and does get a 3-man Tibbers. Will that be enough to save the base though? Deadna extremely low. Zeta still has quite a bit of health left though. He's focusing the Nexus. Now they have to get Zeta off, but it doesn't look like there will be enough time as Zeta just drops the Nexus with that Triforce, and that will be game 1 going over to Team Deadna.
Yeah, if Gangplank wins that duel and he gets to go to the base instead of Camille, maybe he can try to help rebuff that final Baron push with his barrels or something like that. But as it is, too many champions, with Baron buff on those minions, able to just end it straight down mid lane for the GGs.
Yeah, and something we gotta mention is that bot lane did not look that great. The Nami Xerath just felt very underwhelming. They came out of lane, was it 0-8? And
Yeah, they were pretty far behind. They got run
Yeah.
down a couple times.
this whole, ADCs are dead meta is not the case. I think that they're just overplaying that a little bit too much and trying to force it. And Belkrama, I believe, is not an ADC main, and is a support main. So probably Xerath was more towards his champion pool. But I feel like there's like negative synergy there with the Nami, who is kind of an auto enhancer support, especially with that Ardent Rush. That was more for the GP and the Udyr. But
Yeah, I wonder if you want to take like a poke support like a Sona or something, and I'm not just saying that to bring you large amounts of joy, but a Janna or a Sona that can do a lot of poke to go with the Xerath there.
yeah, something like that. But with that, we're going to be going over to game 2 with Team Deadna versus Steve Dabbing to see if it's going to be a best of 3 or if it's just going to be a clean 2-0. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be right back.
Running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I was putting fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
Take it off, the feeling's gone. We land at this point again. First you played, and now we've lost. Like I never wanted anything. Watching as the colors blend, but it still won't mean an end. Fear all we never knew then, 'cause we are fighting for a different ride, but we still can't see the light. Wishing I knew this sooner, 'cause we are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back through this wait. We are into the light once again, and we have our show match returning with Game 2 of the NA Staff Show match with Team Deadna versus Steve Dabbing. I'm Lol Meowing Cat, still joined by Eggsline, and we're gonna have to see if Steve Dabbing can take the 1-1 or if Deadna is gonna get a clean 2-0.
Yeah, last game was definitely interesting. We'll see if this one can live up to the same level of hype or something in that regard. Last game was a little bit of a fiesta, but like I said, it's a show match. They're for fun. That's generally what you get. The bans were definitely a little interesting this game. You see that Camille first banned after she ran wild last game, so unsurprising that they would want to ban and take that away. We did have quite a few other jungle bans that we'll see throughout this year with Garner and Rek'Sai, Zac, and Rengar all being banned out.
Yeah, and I want to say there's not just one ADC in this game. there's more than one, which I'm very excited about because that means that we might actually see a bot lane not go 0-7 or 0-8.
Yeah, there are actually 3 AD carries in this game. Spoiler alert for those at home.
How dare you ruin it?
But as we see the Kai'Sa jungle getting picked here, and all the AD carries that got picked are kind of I don't want to say crit agnostic, but they don't need crit to be successful, which is kind of what you're seeing across the board with AD carries right now. The highest win rate AD carries are generally the ones that don't rely on that crit quite as much in this patch. So
Yeah, and something I'm really excited about is what looks to be a Karthus jungle.
yes,
And yeah, with the Orianna pick in the mid lane, I don't think it can be flexed anywhere else. I doubt it's going to go bot lane.
so
And then
what happened was in the pro draft, Orianna was the second to last pick, with Karthus being the last pick, and Orianna was supposed to be Graves, as sometimes happens with pro drafts. But Steve Dabbing said, no takesy backsies after the Karthus was picked. So now the Karthus had to get flexed into jungle from mid. So
Aw, that's rude.
Mid and Graves jungle. So there was a little bit of back and forth in that regard, but we'll see what Get Me Fed can do on this Karthus jungle against this Kai'Sa jungle, both highly unorthodox. But I know you're excited for this bottom lane with Draven versus Ezreal, two real AD carries.
Yeah, so for once we have an actual bot lane, and it is Draven Lulu versus Ezreal Braum. Now, both of these lanes do have their own strengths. You know, Ezreal Braum, obviously, it's very easy for Ezreal to proc the Braum passive, get the stun off. But Draven can run insanely crazy with that Lulu buffing him up, especially after he gets 1 or 2 cash outs. He will be a monster. So both of them have something to play towards. They synergize well with their supports. So I'm very excited. It's a much more traditional bot lane, but that does not mean it's any less exciting than all of the crazy wacky stuff we've been seeing all throughout the day.
I definitely like Draven Lulu a little bit better than Ezreal Braum. I think there's just, like you mentioned, a lot of synergy there and a lot of crazy damage and move speed able to be put out, especially with Lulu being on Ignite. I think that's just a really aggressive lane. It can really dictate a lot. I think this Braum has to be really careful not to overstep. Otherwise, he's at a serious risk of dying. Ezreal obviously has a little bit more mobility with the arcane shift there, and like you said, does have the ability to proc the passive on Braum. But I don't know that who did actually just switch to Ignite at the last moment.
Yeah, so double Ignite bot lane, which and neither of the ADCs taking heal, which I think is a little bit interesting, especially from the Ezreal. Ezreals have been one of the first ADCs to take teleport. And, you know, against the Draven, he can unleash a lot of damage. So I would have thought that, you know, he might have taken TP, get, you know, a safe trade into the Draven, poke him out. Once you lose about half your HP, recall, TP back to lane with that tier, with the Sheen, and then win the lane from that point. But going for more traditional stuff, everything's very traditional so far, except for the Kai'Sa jungle, a little bit. Yeah, the jungles.
A little. So I was
Those are things.
on that. I don't know how much pressure they're going to be able to apply early. I would say Kai'Sa can probably apply a little bit more than Karthus. So I think we're going to see a lot of the lanes just kind of winning or losing on their own. So I kind of want to get your thoughts on this Jax versus Alawi top lane. I think that one definitely has a lot of interesting outplay potential.
Yeah, I mean, the Jax E can block the Alawi W, but there is also a lot of AoE damage from the Alawi, as well as her ability to E someone, or E the Jax, while he's counter-striking, and then just auto the clone of the Jax. So, it's not a completely one-sided matchup for either one of them. It's all about who's going to be able to dodge the skill shots of the... Or if Jax will be able to dodge the Alawi skill shots, and, you know, if Alawi hits the E, if she's aiming her skill shots well, and if she's not wasting her W into the Jax E.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's a fair amount of outplay potential in that lane. It'll be interesting to see how hyphy that gets. We saw Zoro and Zato last game. We're not afraid to mix it up and scrap early, so hopefully we get some more of that. And then in the mid lane, we've got Orianna versus Echo. I think Orianna has a little bit of an advantage there, but I don't play mid lane. I'm a jungle main, so I could be totally wrong there. But I think she has a little bit more of an advantage in the early levels, and then tries to get a little bit of a spike once he's post 6 and really has a lot of dive potential and really aggressive dive plays to be made.
And I mean, if Sir Potato does have that level 6, he can go for, if he has really good reaction time, he could even say R with his ulti to dodge the shockwave. So Orianna post 6 might have very little kill pressure. However, pre 6, she does have a very good amount of poke that she can abuse this echo with that range advantage that she has. So we'll have to wait and see how that mid lane plays out, how the Karthus versus Kai'Sa jungle will play out as we load into the game with a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as we will be right back with game 2 to see how this series will conclude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are into game 2 between Steve Dabbing and Team Deadna. I'm Lalmeoncat, still joined by Eggsline, and we are getting right into the game with the blue side now being Steve Dabbing with Zoro up in the top lane, your boy Can't Even in the jungle, Sir Potato IX in the mid lane, Belgrama on AD carry, and Disaster on support.
And on the red side, we've got Zeta in the top lane, Get Me Fed in jungle, Zero to Hero in the mid lane, Deadna on AD carry, and Comp Companion to be on support. And we do have a 5-man invade.
Oh,
down
the
bottom lane.
instant flash.
Probably a good use of flash there. If you get tagged by that Braum passive, you're probably dying there.
Yeah, makes it out. Does waste the summoner, but not giving over any kill gold.
So it looks like there's some pings going down on the red buff for the red side, and it looks like Kai'Sa and Jax are going to try to steal this, but I think...
Oh, yeah, it might be spotted out. And what's... Banter is even walking up here. Get Me Fed right on the backside. This might go really bad for them. Karthus has a pretty decent early game if he can land those Skittles. Oh, Zeta getting extremely low, though. Flashing away, but getting taken up by the auto attack. Your boy Can't Even can do it, and he does pick up first blood. And Zoro just whacking away at that Karthus. Get Me Fed not hitting enough of those Qs, but does hit the last one onto your boy.
The predict.
And Zero to Hero having the flash out from Zoro, too. A bit of a fiesta, to say the least, but that's extremely okay for this Jax, as he's going to back with quite a bit of kill gold over Zeta, who had to use flash, too.
I think you might just get like a Dorans here. I'm just gonna get longsword. Longsword. Okay, longsword control is probably fun. And then the Kai'Sa actually gets to get boots to actually get into the jungle faster. And I'll obviously have more mobility on the map.
So does the Karthus, though. With this Predator, you got to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, Predator Karthus is. I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a echo with your mic, by the way. You might want to check on that. But yeah, Zoro in this lane with the extra longsword, getting some nice damage onto Zeta, but only level 1 because he missed some XP. Have to wait for that too, buddy. Now a bit of a quiet early game as Zeta looking to possibly get a little more damage onto Zoro. Not quite connecting, although Zoro going for the stun and gets a lot of autos onto Zeta. This top lane back and forth, they're just dodging everything, hitting everything, and gotta keep an eye out on this.
I got Tentacle Slam on both the Spirit and the actual Jax. So some good damage there from Zeta.
Yeah, good test of Spirit there.
Got both the junglers down here on the bottom side. It looks like. we might have
Oh,
a
your
fight
boy
with
might actually
Showmatch.
find this and steal it away even. Is he gonna get it? He does not. As Get Me Fed gets it with, was that a red buff or something? I can't tell. But your boy is not able to dodge all of these Qs, but dodges a lot of them. Karthik's not even going for the Qs anymore. Now dies, and the Q is not going to connect onto that Kaisa. Finally, no, not getting it. You have to hit it. He does hit the last one though, and your boy finally drops to Get Me Fed on that Karthus.
Ooh, that's a tilter. That's the second time in a row the last Skittle from Banter has killed your boy. But we do have the Draven cash out with double buffs in this bottom lane, so he's going to
That's
be a
scary.
little bit of a terror. If I was Deadna right now, I would not be happy at how that whole situation went down.
Yeah. I mean, Deadna, and also Deadna, on this Ezreal, very little mana, doesn't have the ability to recall TP back to the lane. At this point, would be able to buy a tier and then a little bit of extra gold for potion or something. Now, just has to stay in this lane and get wailed away on by this Draven.
The Draven's sitting on 1500, so he will be able to get BF Sword plus some extra when he bases if that's what he chooses to do. I'm not actually entirely sure what the itemization for Draven is on this patch right now.
Yeah, it might be a kind of Ghostblade build. I also think that Essence Reaver might not be horrible because of his ability to possibly churn out. No, wait. Yeah, no, he could maybe get a lot of axes in a fight with that.
I can see Stormrazor also being.
Yeah, definitely. That seems pretty decent. Like a lethality Stormrazor build could
Yeah.
also work. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see what he decides on. I think it would actually be more similar to like an old build. Like I think Bloodthirster like early on him would be popular again because it was already pretty decent before when crit ADCs were a thing. So we'll have to wait and see what he's gonna go for. But Zeta going for maybe a little bit of an iffy trade, especially as your boy is here. The W from the Kaiser disconnect, and that is just enough for Zoro to get the kill with his auto attack. 0-2-1 on that Alawi. Zeta not showing too great, and Zoro having a field day, especially thanks to that level 1.
Zoro is behind on CS though, so if there is any saving grace for Zeta, it is that he has the CS lead up there.
Yeah, the Zeta has been doing really well in this top lane, but it's all those little things. If there wasn't that extra longsword or the extra item that Zoro had, you know, the Ruby Crystal, that might have been a one lane for Zeta where he would just kill him there solo, and the Kai'Sa wouldn't even finish him off. So every little thing matters, and right there, I think that's what made the difference. And look at Belk here, even before the first recall, just bullying this Ezreal incredibly hard. 20 CS lead on that Draven so far. Deadna is not doing very amazingly on this Ezreal and having a really tough time with it. And this is the problem when you don't take teleport. You're not going to be able to get mana. You're not going to be able to get that tier. You're not going to get that Sheen, and you're just going to take the bullying from the Draven and not able to reset. However, you do have a Predator Karthus flying in. You're going to have to wait and see what he does. Uses the wall, slows down D, does hit a Skittle, but because of that pops the Predator, loses the movement speed, and now with the teleport, Zoro looking in here. Excuse me, that is actually Sir Potato with that teleport from the mid lane. And speaking of Zoro, dies solo in the top lane.
Zeta getting the revenge kill down 0-2 in the lane. Still able to come back and solo kill that Jax.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to look at this Kaisa, see if she's gonna get that passive proc. She does not. Karth is extremely low on mana, however, and Sir Potato right there. Get Me Fed's gonna have to get out.
I was really hoping to see another your boy versus Banter fight there to see if he could, if your boy could kill Banter and then die to the Skittles again. That would have brought me joy, but alas, not to be.
Zeta very low on mana, hasn't recalled since getting that kill. Zoro has a slight item advantage right now, and does have all of those corruption potion pots ticking. Is gonna recall though, and I think this lane is actually going towards more Zeta favored. Now with double that CS, actually a kill lead or a gold lead in favor of that Alawi, even though Jax has that extra kill.
Yeah, it's what we touched on earlier. Like that CS lead is not a trivial thing. Like 1-2-1 versus 2-1-1 when you're up 30 CS is, I mean, there's basically no difference in the gold there. And like you mentioned, actually has a 200 gold lead.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see if that's going to play out any further, as a Fed Alawi can be extremely strong, and with his composition, you have a decent amount of setup. You have the Glacial Fissure from the Braum, you have the Shockwave from the Oriana, and you have a Karthus who's going to Predator in and going in. So once you have all that AoE, you also could add on the Alawi. Then she could just follow up with her Leap of Faith, and then just start slamming people with tentacles. And so they always will have good team fight. The only thing to have to worry about is, the Chrono Break from the Echo, getting out of it, the Draven not getting caught in it, the Lulu saving members with all her protection, and the Shockwave does connect from 0 to hero here as he's getting extremely low. Kaisa diving in, autos a tower, autos a tower again, doesn't get the passive proc, and 0 to hero doesn't die.
That was really aggressive. Good job from Karthus coming in and kind of getting the wall of pain down to kind of turn that. I did not think the Kaisa was going to go for that dive there, but clearly he valued it and paid for it.
Oh, Zoro just gets obliterated. Zeta with that damage, Sheen proc after Sheen proc, and smashes him with the help of a tentacle or two.
Definitely has control of this lane now, and this is probably going to be first tower here. Oh, the bot lane might be racing for it, but they don't have.
Yeah, but they aren't going to get it. No minions here.
The other thing about a Fed Alawi we were talking about earlier is she's just a terror to try to gank, kind of like a Fed Darius, because she has such ability to turn like a 1v2 or a 1v3 with her ult, just doing massive amounts of damage and massive amounts of healing. So if Zeta continues to get ahead on this Alawi, that could pose a lot of problems.
Yeah, there's a list of champions that you have to be careful when ganking. Kind of consists of Alawi, Darius, Heimerdinger, and so any kind of champion that has that kind of turn potential in a 1v2 situation, you want to be careful when ganking. They either need to have their abilities on cooldown, or they need to be really underleveled or just completely out of position doing dumb things.
We see Kaisa able to soul with his dragon here with Blood Razor. Anytime you've got a champion who makes really good use of Blood Razor, you've got to be always aware of the fact that they can soul with his objectives, because Blood Razor just does so much damage to it.
Yeah, and her passive does an amazingly high amount of damage to those neutral objectives as well. So Kaisa just 2 stones for 1 bird. Very efficient, actually. 1 stone for 2 birds. It's kind of like, it's going to take a while for that stone to hit the second bird. 2 stones on 1 bird, that bird is just gone. That is a dead dragon. And so Companion to be might be said soon, as Belkrama looking like he's going to auto a minion, but does auto Companion immediately afterwards. And now Deadna, very low, but not going to fall, as Belkrama dies to that Karthus, who does pick up a double kill on Disaster. So get me fed, getting himself fed. Now having to turn his attention to the mid lane.
Karthus has that 1 assist, so he doesn't have the 420 score for the 420 hype blaze it Dong Squad score, but I think he'll still take the 4-2-1.
Oh, the wall does connect. Kaisa extremely slowed. 1 Skittle does connect for 200 damage. Zeta following up. Doesn't have the flash yet, but will be up in about 10 seconds. If they can blast one out here, though, Zeta probably won't be able to follow.
Turn this as well if he roams down.
Yeah, get me fed going for the chase, though. And he doesn't have flash. He doesn't use the blue smite, and immediately ulties before even queuing whatsoever. Questionable.
Yeah.
And now Zeta, in a bit of a sticky situation himself, does have the leap of faith, though, and does drop it, gets 2 people hit with it, and heals himself up just enough that he will smash 1, smash 2! Zeta looking to make it 3, going for some smashes, but a little over-aggressive, as Sir Potato does have the ability to dodge those tentacles. Zeta getting a little bit hyphy there, but for good reason, and he picks up 2 kills for himself there.
So yeah, as we talked about, Alawi does have the ability to 1v2 and even 1v3 at times, though the 1v3 opting into that by flashing forward onto Potato was probably a little bit too aggressive. That said, it is a show match. It's hype. It's gonna happen.
It was pretty showy.
Yeah.
And I think Alawi is the Learning in 5 special. Shout out to Self, who's our resident Alawi player, but we also have Jump, who's played it in show matches once or twice, I believe. And I think just everyone amongst Learning 5 has this phase where they have to play at least one Alawi game. I don't know why, but it feels like a Learning 5's tradition. There's got to be an Alawi in a show match. A staff show match.
So Alawi has the Triforce and the Sterix, or not the Sterix, the Jorm's Fist to build into the Sterix online already at 13 minutes.
Oh, Shockwave comes out from Zero to Hero trying to live, but it doesn't look like it will be enough as Zoro does drop. Now your boy can't even on Get Me Fed, but misses the W. And that Draven will pick up the kill on Get Me Fed with that axe. Sniper Clan it is indeed. As Belk picks up that shutdown gold and picks up quite a bit of gold from his passive.
Yeah, that's the second time Draven has gotten double buffs in the stack gold there.
Oh, Zeta now looking to do some fancy plays like before, but in a bit of a harder situation. And Sir Potato still does have the ultimate. Doesn't even have to pop it though, as Companion isn't able to get any damage onto Potato. Deadna now in a bit of a sticky situation as Zoro pinching him in. Sir Potato looking for a chase possibly, flashing in and getting the flashy play. Sir Potato, our little production baby, growing up to be a man. Now going for the play onto Companion, chasing forward, does get the shield, and looks like he's going to secure the kill. Sir Potato picks up another one.
I thought Potato actually had a chance to R back to Ezreal when Ezreal was standing around where Alawi's corpse is right now, and just kind of bursting up there, but
he made it work.
To be able to make it work on the other side, so props to him. I did not think he...
Teleport from Zeta coming out. Belkrama has to be careful as he might be getting chased down, but instead it looks like it might be attention turned towards your boy Can't Even, which is a bit insane because he's diving your mid laner, and Karthus, he ultis before he dies. No, that's not how you play that champion.
Yeah, I don't know how much experience Venture has on Karthus, so that might be a part of it, but still, I feel like you want to try to wait until the last minute in your...
You just want to do it when you're dead. If you do it when you're alive and you get killed, it cancels.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. If he just did an ulti and just waited half a second, Belk would have been dead. That is
also
just...
like you were talking about throwing out a couple Skittles after you die before doing it, just so you can maximize your...
Yeah, exactly. But even if he just didn't throw a single Skittle and just waited until he died, just sat there getting killed by Belk, it would have been better. Oh, that's unfortunate. And he knows that he did that wrong. It's just a feels bad situation for the poor guy.
He does have both Oblivion Orb and the Sorcerer's Shoes, so he does have a fair amount of penetration to go with this the rework.
Oh, Lulu Spirit will get popped, but Zeta, in a bit of a sticky situation, getting popped himself, doesn't use the leap of faith even, just conceding it, giving over the kill to Belkarama, and this Draven has been getting a lot of kills, getting a lot of gold, and with a Lulu, you have to be very careful when doing that.
He is the biggest boy on the map right now.
Oh, Sir Potato getting hit by Q after Q after Q, having to ult backwards, not looking to all in the Ezreal, instead looking to retreat to his team. Smart play by him, and he slips out of that sticky situation. Now, second Ocean Drake spawning in a few minutes. Shockwave does come out, double Braum ultimate. Glacial Fissure slowing quite a bit, but not going to be enough. Companion to be does just enough to save her and her team member. But Deadna in a bit of a hard situation now. Your boy can't even get sniped out by Deadna. Beautiful Mystic shot from the Ezreal. And Zoro just gets a kill up on Banter in the top lane.
So I was not a huge fan of the positioning of Belk and Comp there to get caught by that Oriole, but some pretty fast fingers there. Or no, sorry, not Comp, D. Some pretty fast fingers by D to keep Draven alive with the ulti and the shield.
Yeah. Also good ulti from Zero to Hero there.
Yes.
But that looks like it's going to be mid-tower taken with Get Me Fed down. So Banter getting a little bit too hyphy about using that Karthus passive. It's an optional thing, Banter. You don't have to die.
It really is the best champion for him to use, though. That way,
there's also Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Who else?
When you int,
Sion.
Say it's all planned. Yeah, Kog'Maw, Sion.
Sion is really good at dying. I mean, there's strategies built around Sion dying level 1.
Yeah, I've played that before. Jungle Sion, or even top lane Sion, just cheesing the jungle buffs of the other team.
Yeah. Oh, but Zeta, you're not Sion. You're Lowy. Different tank, buddy. Just gets dropped. Get Me Fed actually can't walk through that choke point because of the Echo W, and now that that secures the kill for the Echo as Banter does drop, and
that's a really
now
good
looks like an Ocean Drake's gonna be started up. Oh, Zoro getting really aggressive for Deadna. Deadna having to burn the heal, but getting whacked down. Zoro is extremely fed on this Jax with that Triforce.
able to get that tier 2 while his team secures the Drake. So even though that Alawi was kind of big and had his way with him in that lane, Jack's still finding a way to have an impact, and Alawi just kind of dying a couple times in a row in these team fights.
Yeah. Now, Zoro getting chased out by Companion, but no mana, very little health on her. Probably not going to want to overchase too hard. And there's a lot of control, actually, going over to the side of Steve Dabbing. They're doing a good job in the second match of maintaining vision, choking out the enemies. And Potato in particular has been doing an extremely good job of this. We saw it just pick up the red buff there. He's denying as much as possible, setting up good vision line in the enemy jungle. And look at this top side. Has a lot of wards from the side of Steve Dabbing. So, Team Deadna not doing too hot in the second match.
Kaisa's about to get her Rage Blade online, so that's going to leave 4 really aggressive damage threats with this Triforce Jax, a Rage Blade, Blood Razor, Kaisa, and then of course Potato on Echo and Belk on Draven are both pretty fed right now. So all of them are going to be super scary with Lulu able to support them. So we'll see how this plays out in terms of them trying to close this out.
Yeah. Knight's Vow is completed on the Braum so that Ezreal will have a bit more protection. And that's also a lot of sustain for that Braum as well, as Ezreal getting a lot of poke in these fights. You know, if Braum gets poked out, he'll get some sustain for himself. But Sir Potato's health bar, jeez Louise. Arcane Shift coming out, not going to be enough. Sorry, the True Shot Barrage coming out, not enough to finish off the Echo. As now Zeta is forced to TP back to the top lane on a minion tower drops. Zeta extremely low as well. And Zoro's just going crazy on the split push. This Jax is just too strong. Too big of a duelist monster. And Braum blocking the Zero to Hero's health bar. Preventing that last hit. Oh my god, Zoro. Is this game? He's just gonna go for the neck inhib. He's just going and going. Herald dropped in the mid lane. Yeah, they can't stop both of them. This Herald is going to crash into the mid tower. It looks like they're going to lose mid inhibitor too.
That is how you there.
Sir Potato's in the bot lane. I don't even know what he's doing. But Zoro coming in, gets 1 kill, looking to make it 2. Gets Companion. Your boy ain't even. Looks like he's going to get dropped by the tower. No, not at all, actually. Thumbs up from him.
Potato is just...
Yeah, Potato's just farming. Being a potato.
Well, this team... I guess it's still a 5v5 because Shelly is taking this place.
Oh, Zoro losing a lot of his health on that jump into the tower, but it looks like he's gonna still not dies in the end, but picks up the kill on Zeta, and this might be the game. Potato's TPing in finally after pushing in the bot wave for gosh knows why, but that looks like 1 kill for the Karthus at least, and now it's a race to finish the base off. Sir Potato looking for the Xpeke, but he might not get it, and no, they trolled Sir Potato, that late teleport. Everybody just hit the base, flash around, don't dive under tower, what are you doing?
I still
the
think
base
it was,
lives.
A solid teleport because it was able to get a cannon minion that was being attacked by the tower. So it's not the worst teleport I've ever seen.
Imagine if he TP'd just 20 seconds earlier, why not? Push with the team?
Yeah, if he was pushing with the team or teleported earlier with the team, that would have been great. But in terms of when he decided to do it, that was still his best option there in terms of that time.
Well, let's see how this game ends. If Deadna takes a 2-0 from this point, I'm never casting another Linear 5 game for the entirety of the session. I'm gone.
Yeah, it would be a really impressive comeback. I have to imagine that Steve Dabbing is just going to...
Everyone on the side of the blue team, everyone on Steve Dabbing, I'm removing them from my friends list if they lose this game.
That's fair.
I mean, I told both teams before this game started, I want a clean 2-0 from you. And maybe I'm getting my wish from Steve Dabbing, but not the way that I thought I would.
Well, if there's a 2-0, it's going to be anything but clean. That's for sure.
That is true. It definitely wasn't a clean one. Last game had even more kills than this game. Had an extra 20 kills compared to this game, which is a little more dominant for the side of Steve Dabbing. And with that Baron pickup,
absorbing the gravity of 3 people right now.
yeah. Oh, Zeta extremely low. Has to be careful. Bilk is coming in hot. Has a lot of movement speed, and he's gonna whack 2 crits is enough. Now it's looking like Sir Potato's gonna go for the base, and I think this is game. Belk should not be able to stop this. Sir Potato is going to drop to get me fed, but Belkrama autos the base, and Nexus goes down 1-1. Best of 3 series tied up by Steve Dabbing.
It's amazing what happens when you have an actual AD carry.
Wow. Believe it or not, 80 carries are champions.
That's true. If only they had the best AD carry in Learning 5s, my boy, Atalis. But alas, they do not.
Yeah,
but we will have to see how this rubber match turns out.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the old Learning 5s. We have brought in best of 3s, and that is exactly what's happening here. So, one more match to decide it all. Team Deadna or Steve Dabbing? Who's going to bring the heat in the third match? Don't go anywhere, as we will be right back with our final game.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Cue up. Mata. Yeah. Answer the rapture, answer the sound. Pump up the pressure, get down. Ready for your under the girl, them surround. Steady them down, so they get me now. Them I run the town. Them I turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in any place I go down. Answer the rapture, answer the sound. Back mind people, please turn around. Ready for your under the girl, them surround. Steady them down, so they get me now. Them I run the town. Them I turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in any place I go down. Answer the rapture, answer the sound. Pump up the pressure, get down. Ready for your under the girl, them surround. Steady them down, so they get me now. Them I run the town. Them I turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in any place I go down. Answer the rapture, answer the sound. Back mind people, please turn around. Ready for your under the girl, them surround. Steady them down, so they get me now. Them I run the town. Them I turn it around. Bring it in the bass drop, hit the ground. Mash it up in any place I go down. Mash it up in any
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the third game of this best of three show match. The game's all tied up. We have Team Deadna, which took the first game, versus Steve Dabbing, which took the second game. Maybe they're going to ride the momentum, or maybe Deadna is going to take back their victory as they wanted the win the last game around. I'm Meow and Cat, joined by Xline. We're getting right into pick ban.
So far, Steve Dabbing is 1-0 when they pick an actual AD carry. So we'll see if that trend holds.
That is true. Belk did very well last game.
Yes,
so
Draven popped off. And Potato did really well on Echo as well.
Yeah, Potato, I think everyone looks over him as like, oh, he's one of the lower elo players in this game. But he has been showing very well both games in the mid lane. I think that in the first game, he was actually one of the, the good-looking members from the side of Steve Dabbing. And in the last game, he popped off on that Echo.
True story. We do see the Camille banned again game 1 True Terror, so that makes sense. We see the Gangplank banned as well, since Zoro was popping off on Gangplank as well. The Akali is an interesting pick for the top lane. And Akali versus Lucian is... I kind of feel like that has to favor Akali, but I could be wrong. Lucian might just be able to bully out by being ranged, but I feel like at least once Akali hits 6, like she should be able to just dive on top of Lucian. Like Assassin versus Lucian or Assassin versus AD carry seems to favor the Assassin, right?
Yeah. But with the new Essence River, with Blade of the Ruined King being price reduced, and Black Cleaver also giving him some extra HP, maybe the Merc Treads will be an FMR, and he can live through the initial burst, sustain up, and actually bully out this Akali. So we'll have to see. It's definitely going to be on Zoro to get some early gold against Ada, but it's going to be an interesting lane to watch, see how it plays out. And I could see either of them snowballing through and crushing the other one really hard.
So you think it's going to be another lane where the jungle presence from your boy on Kayn or Banter on Rek'Sai is going to be extremely important?
Yeah. And in this mid lane, Zero Hero on the RA versus Sir Potato, I think it's going to be a little bit worse pre-6, but I think post-6 is going to be definitely better than the Orianna. So we'll have to see if this is going to be a better lane for him. And now the bot lane has actually been reversed with Belk on the Ezreal and Deadna on the Draven. So a complete flip-flop. And, if we look at the champs, Companion has definitely favored more tank champions today rather than D, who's definitely favored, Nami in the first game as well as, it was a Lulu. And so a lot more Enchanter safe supports. And they don't generally work too great against team comps like that, but the disengage from the Nami against an Akali, Rek'Sai, Ahri, and Leona is going to be very wanted late in the game.
I agree. I do like the Draven Leona all-in potential in the bottom lane.
Oh, definitely.
That said, Ezreal, as we talked about earlier, obviously has the ability to play safe, play back, CS with his Q, poke with his Q, Arcane Shift to get him out of trouble. Nami could be potentially in some trouble here if she walks up too far to try to get some poke with Ebb and Flow. Could find herself in trouble, so that should be an exciting bottom lane to watch. We know that Zoro and Zeta are going to be scrapping up in the top lane, so that's definitely going to be a matchup to watch.
That has to happen, because the way they've been playing the past few games, there is no way they're not just going to brawl out in a complete bloodfest up there.
And so far, I think your boy has invaded every single game. Yeah, because in game 1, he invaded with the Udyr, first blooded by the Camille. Game 2, on the Kaisa, he and the Jax invaded and got that double kill. So he clearly is aggressively wanting to get into Banter's jungle and scrap with him. So there's a lot of really volatile matchups and situations between these lanes and these matchups to see exactly how this is going to fall, and a lot of snowball potential from those early scraps.
Yeah, I definitely think that bot lane, if they can get the early aggression on, especially onto that Nami, that Deadna will be able to snowball like we saw Belk do last game, and that will be a very high point of contention for them. So we'll have to see if Kayn is going to play around that bot lane and try to help them out, or just say, okay, that's going to happen, it's inevitable, I'm going to play around Echo, and I'm going to play around the Lucian, and get those lanes ahead, because every single one of these laners can do well from ahead. So it's all about which lanes get ahead. Bot lane definitely looks like it's going to be in favor of the Draven Leona. It's about those other 2 lanes that I think that your boy Can't even wants to play around and affect.
Yeah, I agree. If you're Kane, I think you want to try to focus on the solos. Rek'Sai, I could see Rek'Sai wanting to try to set up a dive, like a crash dive with Draven and Leona, and then of course wanting to still keep an eye on the solos as counter ganking for Kane. That is indeed where Kane chooses to make his focus, but we'll see if that ends up being the case, or if the two of them are just gonna fight in the jungle and kill each other instead of focusing on the lanes, as per the last 2 games. So we've got about a minute left here, and once we load in, I guess we'll see how all that plays out.
Yeah. And with that, I think we're going to head over to a quick break. Don't go anywhere, as Learning Fives will return with the final match of the night. See you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting right into the action with Game 3 of this Best of 3 Staff Show match. I'm Meowing Cat, joined by Eggsline, and it's all riding on this game. On the blue side, we have Team Deadna with Zeta in the top lane, Get Me Fed in the jungle, Zero to Hero in the mid lane, by Mdena on AD carry, and Companion to be on support.
On the red side, we've got Zoro in the top lane, Ya Boy in jungle, Sir Potato in the mid lane, Belk and AD carry, and D on support. We've got
Yeah.
another cheeky invade here, but I think it might just be to scout out starting positions. I don't think they really fancy a fight there, because we had a Kali split up to the top there. I think that was mostly just for information.
Yep. And did Ezreal hit a Q, or am I high?
He did hit a Q.
He has an extra 5 gold. This game over. Belk is scaling.
Kleptomancy OP.
Another thing to mention that actually does matter a little bit is I believe that will give him a mana flow proc. So that extra proc doesn't really help too much at first, but it does mean that he will get his mana flow proc unlocked sooner. So that's always a nice thing to have, especially for the Ezreal when he is a little bit mana hungry in that early game.
So the downside to Ezreal in these kinds of games is I don't know if we're gonna have time for a double tier build to come online with as much of Fiesta as these games have been. And I think double tier is the preferred Ezreal build right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal has a lot of different things he can do. He can go for the double tier, or he could even opt into going for the just Triforce into Bork or something like that, or even an Iceborne Gauntlet into Bork, whatever he wants to do. There's a lot of variations, but this game, if it is going slow enough, he could go for the double tier. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see at the pacing of this game. But he has options, and that's there.
So Kane going straight from his red to Scuttle. I would imagine probably either going to path down into trying to contest this blue or onto the rates that he takes so quickly. But no, he fancies trying to fight the Sakali, who should know that he's here.
Oh, look at your boy Can't even. But he Kane, as he came in, and whacked Zeta a few times and walked away.
Yeah, getting a little bit of damage down and some zoning, as well as the opportunity cost of, forcing the Akali to play that well. He could have just panic flashed. So, and he is still actually going to contest this blue, as Rek'Sai is pretty low, and he has the ward to see that. So, best of both worlds here, I guess.
Oh, blue taken by your boy, and there's that invade you mentioned. Every single game.
Yeah, he's a very aggressive jungler. From this is the only 3 games I've ever seen him jungle. He is very aggressive, trying to get up into his opposing jungler's face, disrupt their pathing, disrupt their ability to affect the lanes, and just trusting in his ability to win those 1v1s and win those fights. And so far,
But yeah, that's pretty big. Right now, it's 2 buffs to 1. We'll have to see if Banter is going to be able to make the response on this blue buff here. But your boy is going to find him eventually after he finishes those wolves. Oh, Banter's actually waiting. We'll have to see how this plays out. But I don't think he can do it.
He's going to be too low. I just don't know if he'll get to win the duel.
Yeah, your boy getting extremely low, though. And Banter looking like he's going to get the final auto. He actually heals from smiting the Grump. Insane play. Gets a heal from D. D getting hit by the charm, though. Does get ignited. Takes a lot of damage from that Ahri. And actually gets taken out. Draven throwing an auto, getting an assist on that. First blood going over to... Was it Sir Potato that got first blood?
Yes, Potato got first blood.
But the response kill does go over to 0 to hero, as D just barely gets hit by that charm and flashes a little bit late.
So this is going to be about a 200, I guess a 100 and change gold lead for Potato in the mid lane here.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Wave crashing as well.
Yeah, it's not horrible for 0 to hero, but both summoners used by 0 to hero, Sir Potato still has the flash, and there's also that extra gold lead, as well as your boy able to secure the blue buff off of that, and now maybe even getting a bot lane gank from this. It's a little bit aggressive, but D is right on the backside, does have her heal.
Yeah,
They still gotta be very careful. Comp has Ignite, Deadna has heal. They could even turn this 2v3.
Yeah.
Oh, the bubble does connect though.
That was a good bubble.
Companion not getting hit by the Kane W, and
it's a really early Ignite, I think.
Yeah, definitely a very early Ignite. So that's actually D's Ignite going down for very little. That's
not too optimistic at their
kind of a negative gank where it just goes wrong for you. Zoro's health bar extremely low.
Yeah, we saw Banter up on the top side. Looks like he was match ganking on the other side of the map, forcing Zoro back. It looks like Akali's trying to hard shove this into the tower, but Zoro is just going to teleport back in. So Akali probably just going to shove and then base and...
Oh, look at this Kane. Doesn't have his E, but does have the bubble land, although giving Companion a way out. Beautiful Zenith Blade by Companion. And now Deadna actually looking for the kill onto your boy, but not able to get it. That is all the flashes, all the defensive summoners used by the bot side of Team Deadna. So it does work out for you, boy.
There's only one summoner up in bot lane, and that is Companion's Ignite.
Yeah.
All of the summoners are down, so...
It was a really good escape, though. I expected Companion to actually die there, so it was bad, but not horrible.
They had a timely Guardian proc as well.
Yeah. Culling is used by Zoro to clear that wave out. Zeta kind of just chilling up there. Hasn't recalled yet. That's a little bit questionable because of the CS difference, but he does have 10 plus minions on this wave, so he can close that gap pretty quickly.
I really thought he was going to recall after the shove into the teleport there, but I don't know if I like this gank here from Rek'Sai.
Yeah, Zeta, you gotta go back to the wave too, buddy. You can't lose too much.
XP there. Well, I think he only missed the XP from 1 minion, but he missed the gold from about 3.
Yeah.
But
the main thing is...
He may have certain buy points that he wants to hit. I guess Gunblade is probably pretty big. So that may be why he didn't want to recall on like the 11th.
Yeah, at this point, after he finishes his wave, he'll be able to buy a Gunblade, or sorry, a Revolver, a brown boots, or a starting item, and then a pink ward. Although he wants to shove this wave in completely. Oh, Zeta, you're never going to recall in this lane, buddy.
Yeah, Kane's coming up to try to punish this. I don't know that Kane's going to get there in time, but maybe.
He's not going to get this cannon. That's actually really unfortunate. If he just recalled there, he could have maybe just TP'd back. Zeta's going to die for this overstay. That's... Oh, no. Oh, they saw the shimmer, too. They're chasing after Zeta. Kane cues into the wall, though.
Okay,
Zeta makes it out.
Outplays. worth. Not really worth, but could have been a lot worse there.
Yeah, doesn't even have to burn his flash.
Right? Okay, he's gonna recall
Now we do see Get Me Fed walking over a ward. He's standing on it, but he does still have the unburrow, or sorry, the tunnel. Does not knock up Belk, but doesn't even matter as they get the kill onto Disaster. Deadna getting a cash out finally, and this Draven is sitting on a whopping 1k gold right now.
Yeah, 1K after having backed and bought the F sword already. So for the second game in a row, Draven looks to be in a pretty good spot. We'll see if that continues. Obviously, anything can happen in these CF games. So Kane
Yeah.
getting a little aggressive on the top side, noticing Rek'Sai's bottom. Looks like he's going to just be taking this entire top side.
Yeah, and something we haven't touched on too much is this mid lane. It's been extremely neutral, but that's not a really bad thing, especially considering that early game we thought Ahri was going to have a pretty decent advantage. So Potato, I think, came out of this lane slightly ahead, and so if he can get some assassinations, some all-ins potentially with that Echo pick, it will make it completely worth. Oh my gosh, your boy Kane's even. Just soloed Get Me Fed again. Bantered, not having a good time. Ahri does have the ultimate though, and Zeta's coming in for the pins, or the pinch, and there it is, tag teamed.
Yeah,
Kill
you talked
goes
about
over to
mid lane being a little quiet. They mostly have just been matching wave clear. They both came to that early brawl at the red side blue buff, and each got a kill out of it. But outside of that, it's mostly been a little bit of trades and some farming back and forth until Ahri picking up that double buff and that kill on your boy with the ambitious recall within the jungle, I would say. So we'll see if that tilts this matchup in Ahri's favor after that.
Yeah. And I mean, the double Fs definitely will play a pretty big role in these fights, especially if she can get the autos off.
Lucian
Doesn't get it right there.
But it looks like Kane is coming up to counter gank if Lucian or if Rek'Sai.
Yeah. Kane right here is spotted out by the Rek'Sai, and will spot each other. Now we have to keep an eye out on the top lane. Zoro, I don't think will get dived, but dove, excuse me. But you gotta be careful. He is spotted by that ward. Zoro, you should have known he's there. Oh, buddy. Oh, gosh. Gets knocked up. Zeta a little bit too far away to dash out. Flash forward from Get Me Fed. The calling going the opposite direction. Now the Rek'Sai ult comes out and actually finishes off that kill. Zeta getting the short end of that stick. But now your boy actually takes Zeta over the wall. Zeta now covered in green and just smashing away at your boy. He ulties into the Rek'Sai and actually finishes off the kill on the Rek'Sai. Does get a little bit of healing from the Triumph, bleeding away from that red smite. A lot of action down in this bot lane. Esther Potato is now down here, and they've been brawling out. Excuse me, as this bot lane fight has been going crazy. TP from Zoro too. Doesn't have ulti, doesn't have flash, but might have enough to take down Bayam Deadna. And bye Deadna goes as she's walking away with a sliver of health. Deadna, what are you doing?
Oh, that's a tilter. That's a tilter.
Oh, no, it's not gonna hit.
No snipe. I respect that effort though from Bell.
Wow.
Yeah.
All in all, 2 kills on the Kane and Echo, but a lot of kills on that Ahri and the Draven.
Ahri took advantage of those double buffs, roaming down, getting a double kill. She's got a finished Ludens now. She has about a 500 gold lead over Echo in the mid lane here, so definitely has a lot of say over how events unfold on this map. And we got a little bit of a scrap in the tri-brush down in bottom.
Yeah. D getting a little bit aggressive, which is a bit scary into a Leona Draven.
Yeah, it's just a little scuffle over vision in the tri-brush there, but
I really do like the Stormrazor Draven, actually. He's getting Stormrazor proc on a lot of his auto attacks, and that's increasing his damage by quite a bit. And damage is coming in as Rek'Sai coming in with the gank, gets the knock up onto Belk, procs that electrocute. Draven whiffing the ulti, though. Gonna hit it on the back end, it looks like, though, and it does connect, but but it's not enough. Belk only one auto away, and it's actually going to be a kill going over to Disaster. That's a disaster for Get Me Fed, as he does not pick up the kill on Belk even.
Speaking of tilters, holy. That's unfortunate. That one's
Unlucky.
honestly worse because, well, it is just straight up worse.
Oh my Zeta.
Although I guess Zoro burned teleport on his as well. So they're both pretty bad.
Your boy can't even do this as... Oh, Leona E barely missing. But Zero to Hero coming over. This should force them away from the tower, although I don't think they're going to go for it. They might go for the kill, though, as Zero to Hero ulting forward does not get hit by the bubble and does just barely get the kill onto Disaster. Now, looking a bit of a pickle of their own, though, the Ezreal ulti does come out, does connect onto Companion. Deadna has quite a bit of health left. Can he make it work? Deadna does not live, though. Second kill going over to Belk, who is performing pretty decently on this Ezreal, all things considered. Sir Potato ulting back out and gonna be able to get out of that scuffle.
So on
thanks to
that
his Proto Belt.
Tier 2, D actually had a really nice sidestep to block the second half of the Ahri Q, forcing Ahri to have to walk up too far and take not only an extra tower hit, but be out of position and setting up to get Kayn ulted and then finished off by that Ezreal. If D doesn't sidestep that Q and Ahri just gets that cleanly and just gets to run away, I think Ahri probably lives there. So, and maybe even the Draven as well, if he doesn't, go forward and try to back up the Ahri. So small stuff like that has big ripple effect and impacts on these skirmishes and these fights.
Yeah. Now, we'll have to see how this bot lane, this bot lane scuffle has played out in this laning phase, because Ezreal was having a really tough time against that Draven before, but now with the Sheen Manamune, with that extra kill gold that he picked up, it's a lot more even, and Draven already reached his power spike before. Now Zero to Hero looking to spike his fist into Zoro's face. Ignite comes down, kill going over to Get Me Fed, and Zoro just got deleted. Not doing too hot on the solution pick this game.
I was like, I don't know how I feel about the solution just walking down in the river by himself. That's a dangerous place to be, and of course runs into a River Rek'Sai, and he does actually dodge the charm from the Ahri, but Ahri put it in a spot where even if he dodged it, he was still dead.
Zeta getting a bit too aggressive there, getting stunned up, CC locked. Red Kayn also doing quite well. Now inside of Zero to Hero, saying this Ahri charming me a little too much, picking up the kill. Sir Potato getting himself a nice little lead in that mid lane.
Unfortunate. So well played from the red side there. It looks like they are going to be able to push in towards this mid turret, but I don't think they're prioritizing taking it down. It looks like Kayn wants to get some counter jungling, maybe some vision down.
Oh, Zenith Blade not connecting. Big axe onto D though. But Deadna a little bit low on health. Has to be careful for that all-in damage from the Nami Ezreal, as it can burst quite decently. Zeta now going all the way in on Sir Potato, but he still does have that ulti and is gonna go. But Sir Potato, he's gonna not ulti. Did he not have mana? Zeta now getting taken out by your boy though. Oh my gosh, Zoro. He's not gonna die from that. And he does die from that follow-up auto though. But trades back left and right as Zoro picks up the kill on Get Me Fed, and Get Me Fed gets the kill on Zoro.
I did check the replay. Potato was indeed out of mana. Could not ult.
Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't. He must have been really close. That's a feels bad moment for him. Because he wants to do it too, and you know that.
That feels like one of those ults that shouldn't cost any mana.
I mean, it's quite a powerful ability.
It is. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have balance ramifications or you wouldn't have to change the kit here or there, but it is definitely one of those when you die because you don't have enough mana, it just feels really bad.
Yeah. But balance changes aside, Ocean Drake is picked up, and your boy has to be a little bit cautious around this Ahri. Also, Kayn with skin. Red Kayn is green.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Potato getting a little low here, but still looking for the Ahri.
I want to keep talking about the skin thing. Oh, the Draven ulti is actually stopped by ultimate from Sir Potato? He just potatoed on us.
I don't know how I feel about this.
That's really bad because that means he has to leave this mid lane. He cannot stay. And this mid tower is going down. Charm does connect. Shield will protect Sir Potato, and he just barely lives and actually baits in Zero to Hero. But Zero to Hero is going to be perfectly fine. And this Rift Herald is going to charge into the tower. Sir Potato, be careful, buddy. You are extremely low.
That Rift Herald was a little questionable because mid was only like 2 hits away, and they had the ability to focus it down, and Banter was hitting minions.
It does get a decent chunk on the second tower, though, so
Yeah.
wasn't a complete waste.
They could have still had the full HP headbutt on the second tower instead of having it headbutt the first tower.
That is true, yeah.
If Banter had just auto attacked it twice instead of hitting minions, but what are you gonna do?
Whatever.
I'd be a little nitpicky here, but
yeah, it does feel a little bit wasted, but still half damage on that second the T2 tower in the mid lane means that the map will be a little bit more open for the side of Team Deadna, and they're using that to their full advantage as they're setting up vision in the enemy jungle.
Banter trying to keep up with the aggressive farming of Kayn, because Kayn obviously clears very quickly, so he's getting a couple of his camps in return here. We'll be going over the ward that Nami placed down in the top side, so they're fully aware of his presence here. And they may fancy a play on this. Back off.
Yeah.
Like Ari fancies a look on Potato down here.
Look at Zeta's positioning too. He's looking really aggressively at Sir Potato.
Zeta's always looking for a fight, 100% of the time.
Zeta's always looking for a fight, and they juked each other.
That's pretty good.
Now in the mid lane, Get Me Fed is getting into a position to engage, but is getting soloed out again by your boy Kayn even. This Kayn is popping off. Kayn main incoming, and Zoro does solo Deadna, or gets a little help from D, but that is a lot of momentum shifting over to the side of Steve Dabbing as they pick up some kills and that mid tower, which is extremely important because now they're even looking towards that second mid tower, which this has so much map control for them. There's so much vision and pressure loss with this tower's gone.
Twice, and it's no longer looking like he's in a dominant position. And same with the Ari, who started out 4-0. His son's gone 1-2, so looks like Steve Dabbing coming back a little bit on Team Deadna.
Yeah, and so this game, the closest of the games that we've had so far today.
We got a second tier on Ezreal. He's going for it.
Yeah, he's going for the late game, and I mean, at this point, it makes perfect sense. You know, you get that late game insurance on that Ezreal, you're going to be doing insane damage, and if you look at these scores, it's extremely close, but Get Me Fed very low, and none of that CC connecting onto your boy. There's no way he gets out of this, right? Okay, he does not. Get Me Fed finally gets one return kill, but Flash from Zero to Hero, not going to guarantee that charm, and D gets out, and that's what feels bad from Zero to Hero right there. He went from hero to zero with that play.
Let's see if Steve Dabbing tries to posture around Baron here, because they do have map control and vision control for the most part. There's that one ward to stop them out. So they don't feel confident enough in trying to make a play on that. Zeta does have teleport down on the bottom side as well. Oh, I guess Kayn just died. That's right. They can't posture around Baron without their jungle.
Yeah. Get Me Fed, hovering around that mid lane, setting up some tunnels. Zeta does pick up that bottom tower. Now it looks like there might be an all-in in this bot lane. Fight in the mid lane though. Companion going a bit too aggressive and is actually going to be taken out. Now Zeta looking for Sir Potato. Sir Potato going to ulti back and Zeta going to flash away. We got to see if he's going to do it. Zeta does not make it out though. Sir Potato with a flashy play. Flashing a little hard on Zeta. And Get Me Fed does flash on Sir Potato and does take him out with that electrocute proc. But during all of that fighting in that bot side, you had this team fight going on mid lane where the bot lane just got rolled. And Zero Hero too. And so you just lost all your members and all the enemy pretty much has their entire team except for the Echo. This is going to guarantee an inhibitor. They could Yeah, they're gonna get top tower too as
They're
well.
gonna get a tier
Or on
2.
top of that,
Mid inhib, they might get some chunk damage on
top inhib. I don't think they will greed for that. It looks like they're gonna back out here. If they overchase, Sir Potato does have teleport, and this can turn into a 5v5, so it is not extremely risky for them. We gotta be careful though. Get Me following up does not have the flash though, and they did not watch out for the Kane as he comes out of the blue. Fog of War helping him out quite a bit as he is a beefy boy with a lot of damage, and he is just healing like crazy even through that ignite. Companion to B gets taken out by Zoro, and with that, are they gonna look to even end the game? Sir Potato TPing to the top lane again. I don't know why he TPs to these lanes every time. It looks like they don't want to end the game. They're playing it smart. That is perfectly fine. Sir Potato, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. They're looking for that top inhib. They're going for a safe play, although Zoro's not safe at all. Zeta extremely aggressive play and does take out Zoro, but gets taken out himself. Now, RA don't charm into don't dash into an arcane shift. Or sorry, a true shot barrage. Inhibitor is taken down by your boy and Sir Potato.
I think. I was gonna say I think they're gonna back off and try to go for the.
Oh, the ultimate in from Get Me Fed gets the kill on D, but dies himself, and that should mean that they get at least one of these neutral objectives. Looks like they're gonna go for the dragon, and with that, this game just got turned upside down in the past 3 minutes. It went from even game into this game is just completely in favor of Steve Dabbing, and
This Ezreal is huge.
yes, Belk has been showing insane results on whatever ADC he has thrown, as long as he's on an ADC and not Xerath.
This Kane, your boy, has an insane KP as well, by the way. He's been on 17 of these 23 kills, which is really impressive considering how much of a fiesta these games are with solo kills on both sides of the map simultaneously.
Yeah. He's a Kane main. Look at that name.
Yeah.
You can see it too. He's just making banter his boy.
Yeah, take notes, ladies and gentlemen at home, if you're wanting to play some Kane.
I think Kane is actually extremely strong. Kane has been, pretty popular in high elo solo queue. There's quite a few Kane mains who do very well with him. I know a friend personally who's been just grinding out games with Kane. He was a mid lane main. He's like, oh yeah, this champion's free elo. Let me just get some challenger real quick.
Yeah, I think any jungler that can clear.
Oh, Zoro has to put that conversation on hold as he's going super low with Zeta. Is he going to do it? Zoro flashing away, and he actually does it with a sliver of HP. Zeta not winning the 1v1, and that is the tankiness we were talking about from that Lucian.
That light slinger passive for that second shot to finish it off.
Oh, Companion gonna get taken out. Get Me Fed as well, getting chased down by the blue buff clobbering him. He was his own jungle. Blue buff, how could you betray him?
So it looks like Steve Dabbing might just try to end here instead of go for the Baron, which I think is probably fine.
Yeah. It looks like they're just gonna walk down this mid lane. They have two super minions coming through, one in top, one in the mid lane. And the only thing is Zoro's recalling, but it looks like he's just gonna recall, TP back in with some more health with that home guard, with possibly another item. And that should ensure this game is gonna end as Potato is in the back, but everyone else died. Your boy is not there yet, but if they just focus the base, all three of them, they can maybe end it, but they are not. Your boy isn't autoing. Your boy, what are you doing?
Yeah, Lucian got kinda
Why
close
do these
there.
teams have a tendency to not end the game? Steve Dabbing, every time.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. It's unlucky.
There was a GG well played in the chat from one of the players. That's how done it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I have food upstairs. Please end. Unlucky. Your boy looking for a play here. He wants banter.
Yeah, and he killed Banter solo multiple times. Although this time, that's not solo. That's a little too many people for him, I think. Banter does have the ulti proc and can actually go in. The Nami ult is coming out though, and this kid is really strong, getting a lot of healing down, getting a heal from Nami. The bubble does connect, and that is going to be a kill going over to D. but they do take out the Kane. 1-for-1, both junglers killed there. Definitely better to take out the Kane.
It is definitely, but if you're Kane and you're coming for that ass until he pays what he owes, you gotta type worth in chat there.
Oh, Companion taken out by Zoro, just called to death. That is a feels bad moment for her.
100% of calling shots taken to the face.
Yeah, and with Companion down, that it is right now a 3v4. So it is a bit of a sticky situation for Team Deadna. Baron is available. It looks like they might just want to keep these lanes pushed out, maybe take the inhibitor at most, but be careful for that pick potential as Ari's right around the corner.
It's a decent wave in bot lane as well, pushing again.
Oh, Zeta in the back line. They might look for this 3v4. Zeta does blow up D, but it is not enough damage as Belk is just soaking it all up. Get me fed, just getting obliterated. Zero to Hero, last man standing. Companion on her way, but it is not enough. Zero to Hero getting taken out by Sir Potato, our little man in the mid lane, and he is popped off this game. Triple kill for Sir Potato, and that will secure the game for the side of Steve Dabbing. As long as that inhibitor doesn't respond to the top lane. Oh, mid inhibitor's gone. Yeah, it's fine. They won the game. Steve Dabbing takes the reverse sweep 2-1 in favor of the Dabbers.
Yeah, I can respect them shooting their shot there. They got the pick on Kane. They had an opportunity to take a fight, even though it was a 4v4. The fed Kane. You shoot your shot, you go for it. Didn't work out, but I think it's your best opportunity, your highest EV. If you win that fight there, then maybe Kane comes in late to try to clean up and you end up killing him. Maybe you get Baron or something like that. You come back, but it was not to be. But I definitely applaud taking that shot there.
All right. But with that, our game's coming to an end. Thrilling best of 3 series as we get Steve Dabbing turning it around. And that's why best of 1 doesn't work, It would have been, Team Deadna is the better team. No, it's all about adapting. Steve Dabbing showed their play, and they won the games. But with that, I think we're going to have to call it a night. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Xline, your mic is echo. Just mute it. We're good. With that, that's going to end our night. Thank you from us here at Learning Fives. Ladies and gentlemen, you can, if you were enjoying this show match and you want to see more, make sure to follow the Twitch. If you want to get in on the programs, go into the Twitch description. You can join the Discord. You can join the HOTS Discord if that's your kind of game. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. And on behalf of Learning Fives, thank you for watching. See you next time.
stronger.